Stop wasting your life. The last quote will stay with you forever. The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. Socrates. Sometimes, it's the smallest decisions that can change your life forever. Carrie Russell. Wisdom is not a product of schooling, but of the lifelong attempt to acquire it. Albert Einstein. The fool doth think he is wise, but the wise man knows himself to be a fool. William Shakespeare. Knowing others is intelligence. Knowing yourself is true wisdom. Laozi. To acquire knowledge, one must study, but to acquire wisdom, one must observe. Marilyn Vos Savon. Wisdom begins in wonder. Socrates. The older I grow, the more I distrust the familiar doctrine that age brings wisdom. H. L. Mencken. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. Seneca. Only the wisest and the stupidest of men never change. Confucius. Judge a man by his questions rather than by his answers. Voltaire. Wisdom is knowing the right path to take. Integrity is taking it. M. H. McKee. Turn your wounds into wisdom. Oprah Winfrey. What wisdom can you find that is greater than kindness? Jean-Jacques Rousseau. Real knowledge is to know the extent of one's ignorance. Confucius. Beware of false knowledge. It is more dangerous than ignorance. George Bernard Shaw. Wisdom comes from experience. Experience is often a result of lack of wisdom. Terry Pratchett. Wisdom is oft hidden in simplicity. Laozi. Do not seek to follow in the footsteps of the wise. Seek what they sought. Matsuo Basho. To be wise is to be eternally curious. Stephen Hawking. Silence is the sleep that nourishes wisdom. Francis Bacon. Wisdom is the sunlight of the soul. Even strength must bow to wisdom sometimes. Rick Riordan. He who learns but does not think is lost. He who thinks but does not learn is in great danger. Confucius. The wise adapt themselves to circumstances, as water molds itself to the pitcher. Chinese proverb. Wisdom is knowing when to speak, what to say, and when to stay silent. The more I read, the more I acquire, the more certain I am that I know nothing. Voltaire. Education is the kindling of a flame, not the filling of a vessel. Socrates. We are made wise not by the recollection of our past, but by the responsibility for our future. George Bernard Shaw. Patience is the companion of wisdom. St. Augustine. The greatest wisdom is seeing through appearances. Atisha. Wise men speak because they have something to say, fools because they have to say something. Plato. A wise person should have money in their head, but not in their heart. Jonathan Swift. The wise man bridges the gap by laying the plank of tolerance. Knowledge comes, but wisdom lingers. Alfred Lord Tennyson. In seeking wisdom, the first step is silence, the second listening, the third remembering, the fourth practicing, the fifth teaching others. Solomon ibn Gabirol. Don't gain the world and lose your soul. Wisdom is better than silver or gold. Bob Marley. The simple things are also the most extraordinary things, and only the wise can see them. Paulo Coelho. It's not what you look at that matters, it's what you see. Henry David Thoreau. The greatest wisdom is knowing you don't have all the answers. Carl Jung. He who opens a school door closes a prison. Victor Hugo. Turn your wounds into wisdom. Oprah Winfrey. The wise man does at once what the fool does finally. Niccolo Machiavelli. Wisdom is not in words. Wisdom is meaning within words. Khalil Gibran. You can't depend on your eyes when your imagination is out of focus. Mark Twain. In every walk with nature, one receives far more than he seeks. John Muir. Seek wisdom, not knowledge. Knowledge is of the past. Wisdom is of the future. Native American proverb.